Hey everybody, it's Ziz here. Welcome to Crowfall Insider, your weekly news source for all things Crowfall. And this week we got to look at a UI update. Now, we just had one a couple of weeks ago, but Billy Garrettson, the developer who's making the UI, got a ton of awesome feedback from us, from players on the official forums, and he's already made changes. So we're going to take a look at that and see all the awesome cool stuff he's been working on. There was also a huge Founders update, absolutely massive. And the cool news, the best news, the greatest news of all, Alpha, pre-alpha news. They're starting soon and they give us a ton of information. When it's happening, how long it's going to be open, how it's going to be working, all that sort of stuff. We're going to take a look at that in depth. And then also last but not least was Combat Chat Part 4. This is with Tully and Blair, and they give us even more information on the Hunger Dome. What is the Hunger Dome? Well, stay tuned to find out. First up was this update about the UI from Billy Garrettson. Now, he's the one who's been working on it, and this is what we saw last time, where you could move stuff around, and it looks really clean and smooth, and everything's pretty cool. But the best part about this, and the reason I love it so much, is that when they put this video out just a couple weeks ago, there's a lot of feedback on the forums, ideas, things that people would like to see, different options, because there was even some older iterations of the UI they showed, and some people really liked those, and they said, hey, I want to use that. So he put in this option. You see in the bottom left, this HUD options, and this is, remember, pre-alpha, but look, you can already separate and move around individual health bar, stamina bar, magic bar, UI elements that you can take apart and move around. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, two parts. One, there are games that have launched and already been out for years that don't allow you this sort of customization, and when this is the way that you interact with the game, it's pretty major. If you don't like the way you work with the game, the way you interact with it, it makes the whole game terrible. And we talked about that last time, but this is just, look, you can even move around individual buttons. It's absolutely amazing. And don't forget, this is based on player feedback they got from the forums just a couple weeks ago. So not only is he working at light speed, but they actually listen and work with the players. I absolutely love it. It's amazing. Billy Garrettson, keep doing what you're doing. You're the man. Next is the update we've all been waiting for. That's right, pre-alpha has begun. People are starting to be invited into the game and they're able to start playing already. It's crazy how fast it's going. Now, the whole first page of this entire update was reminding us that this is pre-alpha. So there's gonna be bugs and stuff is not gonna be finished and there's not gonna be any balance and you're probably gonna get disconnected. So remember, if you see videos, if you get to play the game, it could be a hot mess, but it looks amazing. There's a ton of screenshots that they posted in this update about what the game looks like, and I think it looks amazing already. I want to get in there. I want to play. Now, if you have pre-alpha access or alpha 1, you're going to be a part of this test. Even though it's only a pre-alpha test, they need more testers, so they're going to let alpha 1 folks in. And they're going to do it in stages based on when you became a backer. So I'm at the end of the Kickstarter phase. So I'm like, I don't know, 400 or 500 people into the list. And they're going to start inviting people in groups. And they're going to send an email out 24 hours in advance of the testing window. So if you have pre-alpha or alpha 1 access, check your emails every single day. Check. And remember, there's no NDA. So make screenshots, make videos, live stream. We all want to see how the game looks, and there's no NDA, so you can post it to your heart's content. Now, there's a ton of stuff they're going to be testing, how you log into the game, character creation, skills and abilities, all this sort of stuff. And that's why they put this test together, to help us tell them how the game works. And so give them feedback. As we just saw in the previous video, they read feedback, they look at it. And it's funny, they've already started this testing. And J. Todd Coleman is actually watching players play, because you can observe players, and he was commenting how he saw one player and they finished and they won. It was really good. So they are reading and they are watching and they are listening to our feedback. So make sure you give that feedback to them, because we want the best game possible. Now, one thing that I thought was really interesting that we saw in the screenshots, a couple of things. One, if you look right in the middle at the bottom, it says stop cycling equipment. So I think maybe, I haven't seen it, but when you're doing character creation, it cycles through all the types of armor your character can wear, because you can wear light, medium, and heavy. This is a knight, and you can see on his bracers and his feet, it looks like he's wearing plate armor, but his helmet's kind of like, scale armor. Maybe that's medium or heavy. And then his middle part, his chest, looks like it's cloth. Remember, knights can wear cloth armor. Now, that might be the default look of the knight when he's not wearing any armor, because when you get dropped in, you start with no armor and you have to go and you have to scavenge it. But it's really awesome. There's some other screenshots of the centaur and the legionnaire, the centaur legionnaire, and the confessor, where they're wearing different armor sets that we've never seen before. So go check those out. Also, this is the customization screen, and you can see you can change your gender, you can change the way your face looks. There's a slider that's not in the game yet, but there's gonna be sliders. There's difference in skin color, hairstyle, and hair color. And last but not least was the combat chat part 4 from Tully and Blair, and we got some more information on the way that the pre-alpha, the testing, is gonna work. Now, it's gonna be based on this rule set called the Hunger Dome. And what this is a small map they put together to be able to test a lot of these features. Now, remember, it's not the way the game's gonna be. In fact, they said the size of this map is like 2K by 2K, right? 2,000 meters by 2,000 meters. We know the Eternal Kingdom is already like it's 5K by 5K. It's way bigger than this test. And the campaigns are way bigger than that. Someone actually asked on the forums how big it is relative to the game, and I think it was Gordon Walton said the test map that we're gonna see is itty bitty tiny compared to how big the game is. So remember, this is just a test. The game isn't meant to play like this. This is just so we can test movement and action and combat and all that sort of stuff. Now, how the Hunger Dome actually works is when you go into the lobby and you want to play the game, you like queue up for a battle, and you need between 30 and 50 people to play. Once you reach that 30-person marker, a countdown begins, and at the end of the countdown, you start with as many people as you had, up to it's like 50 people. There's 3 people teams, and there's up to 16 teams, so it's actually 48 people. But in the map, people are going to randomly be dropped in, and you're going to have your team of 3 that's totally random, people you've never seen. But you're gonna know they're on your team because over their head it has your god emblem and also your team colors. So any items you pick up are gonna automatically change their color to blue or red or green or yellow, whatever your team color is, so you know they're on your team. And the whole thing, it's like a battle royale, the last man standing. And so you're just gonna run out there and try to kill people. First, you're gonna need to try to find some gear, and spread throughout the map are chests, these glowing green chests on the ground. You can go, you can open up, and they got gear in them, and you can just wear any of it. You're not locked into like a specific race or class. You can just wear anything you want. Also, if you kill someone, you can loot their body and take their gear. The game isn't pre-alpha. We already have loot, stealing, killing, full loot. This is amazing, right? So you need to try to find your team and get a bunch of gear, and then of course start killing people. Now there's a couple other things in the world that you can use. There's buildings, obviously, in terrain, but if you're low on health, there's also fires. There's these big fires which are really easy to see because they're bright yellow and the rest of the world is gray. You go up to the fire and it's going to heal you. You get this healing buff. Remember, that's kind of like a giant beacon where everyone knows they could go there and possibly kill you. Now, as the match wears on, there's a thing called the Hunger, and this is the Hunger Dome. So the Hunger Dome is like this big sphere of this swirling death smoke. I don't even know what it is, but it slowly closes in on the map. And if you touch the hunger, if you touch that mist, that wall of cloud smoke, it kills you. Boom. So obviously you're trying to run away, and everyone is funneled into the center where there's this giant beam that you're going to go to. And that prevents the game from lasting forever. It forces people together, it forces fights, and basically you just want to be the last man standing with you and your team. And you can pick between the Centaur, Legionnaire, the Confessor, or the Knight. And it try to puts you in a group with people who are not your same class. And so you get, a mixture. They also show some other screenshots and stuff behind them in this video that looks really awesome. They talk about how you can knock people back into the hunger. Lots of awesome stuff. It kind of sounds like H1Z1 or maybe sort of like a DayZ sort of situation. They already have it in the game. And remember, this isn't the finalized game. I mean, the final game, you can build castles and destroy keeps and all this other stuff. This is just a little test environment, but the developers are so cool. They just didn't want some blank empty map and say, hey, go play, see you later. They give us this really cool wrapper, this really cool sort of rule set, which I hope, they said they're not going to use for the game. I hope it'd be cool if they could like save it in the game, and like when you have your Eternal Kingdom, maybe you could put this rule set on part of your Eternal Kingdom and people could go there and play this in your Eternal Kingdom, right? I don't know. We'll see. A lot of awesome stuff. Go check out that combat chat. They give you more information on how the map works, how the testing is going to look, and also some pretty sweet screenshots that are behind it. That's it this week for Crowfall Insider. We got to look at the UI update, and I think it's amazing how much they listen to player feedback and how quickly they work on it. I'm curious, what other kind of things do you want to see available in the UI? What other kind of stuff could they add? Because if we give them the feedback, they might be able to add it. Also, we got a huge Founders update. They're starting alpha testing. Aren't we all so excited? I can't wait. I'm so glad. And there's a lot of stuff they're testing. Don't forget your 24-hour notice, and they're going to get people in. I have Alpha 1 access, so eventually I'm going to get in during this testing phase, and you know I'm going to put out a ton of videos. I'm going to be live streaming it as much as I possibly can, so make sure you check that out. And also Combat Chat Part 4 with Tully and Blair. They give us even more information how the testing is going to work, what the Hunger Dome is going to look like. Lots of awesome stuff there. I'm going to have all the links for everything down in the description below. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about this update? You think the alpha looks good and it's ready to go? What are you excited for? Let me know. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.